Yo! What's up, y'all? I am Chaos the Rapper, and this is my new project. It's called Geraldine, Volume 1. Here's the thing, you guys were waiting for me to release a project, and I said I promised you guys I would deliver a project on 10/22/22. Today is like 10/24/22. Close but no cigar. Let me tell you what happened. So, me and my shout out to the guy DJ King Me on the beat. That's originally who this situation was supposed to be with. And everything technical was against us on the night of 10/22/22, my actual birthday, which we wanted to record the podcast and released it on the 23rd. When we went into record, it was shambles. You know what I'm saying? Everything between the internet, the platform we're using, everything just wanted to act redonkulous. So, here we are. Speeding up to today, this is my first project or first release since 2016 when I released Claire Huxtable with then new Boombox. That was one of my, I don't know, man. I want to say it was like one of my best projects. To me, it was a really, really clean, dope, collaborative effort of a project for me. Everything I've put out before is solely, with myself. I did put out a project with Hood Affairs. Shout out to the big boys, Hood Affairs, yay. I did put a project out with them, but I recorded and did everything on the actual album myself. You know what I'm saying? So this is Claire Huxtable's first project. Where I had a full team, full production, marketing, like everybody was on it, man. Shout out to the entire team. Genius, Chase Revenue, back I'm not even going to start with all the people who's on that project because I don't want to miss anybody, and of course I didn't write anything down. This is what we're going to do. Geraldine is a story. It's actually a story. This is the thing, I'm heavy into my podcast these days and I'm heavy into my music, kinda. So Geraldine is about to take me, I'm trying to get myself back to where I was just 5 years ago. You feel me? Heavily engaged in music, doing what I do. Geraldine's gonna take us from Jersey on. I'm gonna just play tunes, tell stories, things like that, man. I hope y'all enjoy this project. It is a series. This is volume 1, so we're gonna get into it right now. I'm gonna let this record speak for itself, and then we'll talk about it after it play. Let me know what y'all love, y'all. Speaking of love, I love y'all. You feel me? Let go.
They say the K wouldn't bounce on their ass. I'm like, no, cause the flight was just an hour and a half. I got a little brother, dog, and his life worth more. I was tired of being shook when he walked to the store. See, when you come up off my block, man, the scenery change. It's like a little Iraq. Got the guns without the tanks, no machetes but the shanks, and every attitude is stank. I racked up and packed up, flew south for change of pace, and I had to change my face, started snapping on them hoes. You can tell I out of town by the way they wear their clothes. By the way, I changed my clothes, but I'm still North boy. One half a K-star, always a fuck boy. My career, shit is ill how it changed so quick. I went from nothing to a company to out of my dick. Now they keep my pockets thick and I'm still worth more. So I grind up on this mic trying to get me a store. The rap game a little different down here, as you can hear. Less beef, cats listen with a different kind of ear. I think they ready for this year, so I'm preparing for the year. And best believe me, when I make it, I'll be back up there. Not to stay, but I'ma pay my respects to where I'm from. Brick City, represent a down south. Here I come, I ain't get nice overnight. 20 plus something, had a lot of big dreams. Hope you think I wasn't frontin'. Mentality is crazy, so I had to be something. Heard a lot about the gleam in my eye, that was the cream in the pie. When I spit, keep the stream out my eye. I appreciate up top lyricism and criticism. Made me a stronger MC. That's me, Chaos, presidential VIP, beat maker exclusively. I puffed a lot of weed, drank a lot of Hennessy, but now I slowed it down. I'm getting older now, and it's all in my chest is getting clearer now. This year I've been blessed, but all my blessings ain't come without a year of that stress. 8 hours out the day work, and I'm sleeping for 4. 6 hours in the booth, the other 6 at the board. So what my real job is, I want to pay in retro less. Get it poppin', get some whop and have 'em fiendin' for more. This ain't no hustler story, well, shit it kinda is. Associates in music business is all I could get. Hell nah, y'all ain't getting that shit. Part of my motivation to be heard across the nation. More than paper chasing, bathing, aping, rockin' rocks and picture taking. Cause I could do that now. Get a world what they want is more. change the sex appeal. Shit's real for real. I be the change in this rap game. Ain't thugged out, but I'm a real chick still. It's been a long time coming, but chill, cause I'm here. And the vision very clear. Put your paper on her, cause I'm riding very hard this year. Break that market with the speaker to your ear. This a man's world, let my words go and power every girl. Be like Oprah, there goes some hope for you. The president be calling her, soon he'll be calling me. I won't answer, that's word to my unborn seed. Making decisions on who should be marrying me. Who the fuck is he? Who the fuck is them? But that's another story. Talk show material. When I ain't talking Maury, man, the flow so imperial. Yes, I spit it for them others who ain't ready. Be like peanut butter jelly. How I'm packing this lunch. Better break fast, cause your boy pack a mean punch like Capri Sun now, but I'm roof sodas. Product of a single parent, always the coldest, always the boldest. And I'm determined to prove I gotta win, cause statistics say I'm bound to lose. But no, I'm bound to choose the destiny of be mine. I got more heart in this mother than Valentine. And it's sad, I don't listen to this rap out here. I'm a Stevie Wonder, baby, birth year 1980. And I'm fighting for that real music, cause they got that K-Star, bring that old shit back. Or with a new school twist, they make them babies off and make me say, hey, Drake did that and they day. Now what you say about K, a little rough for my genre? Unclassify me. When I get to the top, it's gonna be a ton of them just like me. So eat it up, I say I'm hungry on like every song. Every session got a gun or either hit the bone. You hear a bunch, you getting chubby out this MC. It's like a lunch and serving up a lot of bit of me. Possibly the realest of the MC, but this for real, motherfucking
This is what
MCs.
I didn't want to happen, but it's happening, right? So original schedule was the 22nd. This is gonna be a live situation. We doing it live, right? Call in, be on the show, yay. None of that worked. I had a DJ for y'all. None of this worked for us, right? Because the DJ put in the work too. So the next day when I told y'all I recorded the whole thing, like this whole podcast done, right? I'm slick listening back to it, and I get to this point right here where we are right now, ladies and gentle germs. And I never pressed the unmute button from when I was playing the song, so this whole spot is just clear and bald as it want to be, right? That's crazy. But to the point is like, what day is it right now? Today is the 27th. All those days later, and I'm just getting a second to do it, man. I thank God for being busy, but at the same time, I be wanting to keep my promises, and I do. It just be, a little tardy for the party. You know what I mean? I'm hoping everybody's having a good time. I don't want to take up this time saying a whole bunch of stuff, but I do want to introduce this next jam that I'm going to jam out with y'all too. It's the reason why... I don't know. I can't say the reason why people know me, but I got a lot of attention for this joint right here. It went viral before viral was viral on YouTube, yay. The illest part to me, like forget all that, the illest part to me was that, listen, I battled a fear during this recording. I had just moved to Georgia. I was at the loft. Shout out to everybody that know what loft I'm talking about, Metropolitan, yay. And I'm sitting at this computer and something flew past my head and it landed on the wall. Bap! Bruh, I got up to look at it. It was one of them flying ass water bugs. Like, Lord Jesus, why? What'd I do? Why would that happen to me? And it took like all my wind out, and I don't know. And this was the song that came out. I don't know when I wrote it. I have no recollection of when I wrote it. I don't know if a lot of it had writing, but it came out and it was a beautiful thing. That's my story to how this happened.
Sunny days, yeah, have come and gone. Now we move on. Come on, splash in my puddle, you was asking.
Come on, splash in my puddle. You was asking for trouble till you found you me. That was the beginning of a crazy world for me. Like, dude, I sat there and sang those words. First of all, who knows when I wrote that? I don't even know if that was ever written on paper, and that's the God's honest truth. I don't know if I wrote that one on paper or if I wrote it down at all. I feel like I don't even know when that song came about. I honestly don't. But what's surprising to me is that I was able to record it and remembered the words. Here's another thing. For everything I've played already and everything I played throughout these entire sessions, I know all the words by heart. The crazy other shit is that somewhere scattered in my chaotic life of bins, I have the lyrics. Most of these in bins. But that one I don't have papers for. I promise you I don't have papers for. So I think I keep papers like that in my mind because back in the day, bro, like I'm the same age as hip hop type shit, right? So for y'all that know about like poor man's copyright and things like that, that was a whole thing, and I've always been just as much about my business as I've been about my music. So in that sense, it was like way back in the day. I can remember making sure I had all of that shit filed. I was the dude that was like ordering receipt papers and stuff in the hood, like because my mom used to let me sell beats out my window. There's stories to be told. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to. This is why this is gonna be the first episode, and like the project itself is developing, and this is why I'm gonna call it an interactive podcast because I really want to know from y'all, like, how do y'all want this to go? Because I can get deep and tell stories. I have stories for days, right? People actually ask me to do a story podcast, but then you like put out a project at the same time, so I can't do everything, and I'm trying to mix it all together. Okay, but back to that song right there. Yeah, Flying Water Bug, don't forget that because that's very important to why I'm scared of a lot of things. Yeah, the shit flew. Why would it fly? That's like the shit screaming. Like, don't not prepare me for things like that and let it just happen in my face. Okay. Speaking of things that prepared me, not prepared me. Now, this is a toss up. What song do I want to play? We just came from Clocks. By the way, guys, this is a mixtape. You know what I mean? Like traditional ass mixtape, but it's a podcast. That's why I'm probably talking so much. But look, I dropped this joint right here. I'm not sure. I knew it was early in my Atlanta days, around the time when the song came out. It came out on a project I did called Butter Versions, which was like the better versions in my mind. I think that's what the first one was called, Butter Versions or Better Versions. I don't know which one came first, but either way, it came out on there. And I was just doing a bunch of songs. Like, this is what TikTok does now. Am I correct? They just fucking a bunch of people do songs over and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have been around. And for y'all that have not, I appreciate y'all for coming in and checking out my podcast or my new project, right? But I've been doing this shit for years, bro. So this joint right here, Paper Planes, MIA, right? I did it because this beat was so crazy. And my voice was getting competition. That's all I heard was like, oh, she sound like MIA. Oh, she sound like Rihanna. Oh, she sound like everybody with a weird, strange little ant voice that has a little masculinity to it. Thanks. Here we go. Paper Planes. That's when you're supposed to play. coochie cutters, we can love one another, kiss and hug on each other, but not like that. Like love and the ball, we controlling it out till we make it to the top. London Bridge fall. Listen, I did notice the other day when I was listening to some of these records preparing for this project, I was like, for every songs or records I did, I was always in a relationship. And that kind of sucks because I've done a lot of music. But to save my soul, okay, a lot of those relationships was with same people. It wasn't like every song was like a new chick, but that's not it. You feel me? I am germophobia. Anyway, yay. That one right there was in the middle of a interesting breakup, man. Those who know. And in a later episode, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's things, you know how mainstream rap artists have histories within each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, artists know each other and shit like that and have done or been through whatever together. And you don't really know until you like watching the fucking Salt and Pepper movie or something like that. You know what I mean? You find out that they work together or whatever. So a lot of these songs have stories like that. Like that one includes a lot of people that all of y'all know. That's another goddamn podcast. Wait, let me get some steam on this. Y'all tell me, this is what makes my shit interactive. Tell me if y'all want to hear about that one. That's that Paper Plane story. Yeah, I mean, and I think I'll go back and put some notes. I'm talking a lot. Let this talk for itself. Remember, early days of YouTube, yeah? Early days of YouTube.
The stage is set. You're asking God if you were made for this. And people stare with lonely eyes. Deliver us all, we can't forget our lives. You don't know how to work the crowd. It looks so easy on the TV show. When you fail, the sound ignites. You know the music's gonna save your life. You're gonna get old, you're not gonna be a centerfold. Better blow up, better get rich, better be making that bit explode. Hey kid, the college degree, it ain't gonna be back poverty. Kid, it's a rough world, better be making that bit explode. Hey kid, you're gonna get old, you're not gonna be a centerfold. Better blow up, better get rich, better be making that bit explode. Hey kid, your college degree, it ain't gonna be back poverty. It's a rough world, better be making that beat explode. I wonder why they looking at me? How they starting point their fingers, something crawling on me. Gotta shake it off and do my thing. I'm a celebrity, so don't mess with me. It's my destiny. Take singing me, yeah. People cheer and sometimes they may act in fear, but everybody now shakes their body, yeah. It's a naughty groove between the still life. Can't make rockets, but you can make souls. Take off when that beat explodes, yeah. Taking off for you. Taking off for now. Taking off until that beat explodes, yeah. Hey kid, you're gonna get old. You're not gonna be a centerfold. Better blow up, better get rich, better be making that beat explode. Hey kid, the college degree, it ain't gonna be back poverty. Kid, it's a rough world, better be making that beat explode. Hey kid, you're gonna get old, you're not gonna be a centerfold. Better blow up, better get rich, better be making that beat explode. Hey kid, your college degree, it ain't gonna be back poverty. Kid, it's a rough world, better be making that beat explode.
I mean, for the life of me, I wish I could hit notes that high. These are all records before my balls dropped, apparently. You know what I'm saying? Because my voice is still like an odd high, but I can't, hey kid, I can't hit those shits. Here we go. Tay Zonde. If y'all familiar with Chocolate Rain, do y'all remember that? It was like a tad of a, I don't want to say the phenomenon word or trend. It was a hymn. It was a moment. It was a YouTube moment of this dude, a strange looking Indian kid, I guess, singing about Chocolate Rain. He's actually talented as fuck, plays like a million instruments, but he was like, what's this new dude, Rubeluti, or whatever. He was kind of like him, you know what I'm saying? Like the JJ Fishes of the world and all these other cats, but he was one of the original. Again, this mixtape was all about like pre-YouTube or early stages of YouTube or baby YouTube. I mean, so yeah, I jumped on the track with him. It was just as easy as reaching out, like, dude, I love Chocolate Rain. That's dope. Can I jump on the track? And he sends this, and I'm like, okay, that's just as weird as it gets. I don't even know what the song's about, really. Like, I hear him saying, "Hey, kid, you're gonna get old. You're not gonna be a centerfold." And I said, I wonder why they're looking at me. Why they stop and point their fingers? Is something crawling on me? It sounded good to me. I mean, but yeah, that's kind of that story. But again, this was back in the day when, you know what I'm saying, you got your computer, you got YouTube, you got this camera. You didn't need a whole bunch of extra shit. There wasn't a lot of options, bro. It was about being creative. And I honestly feel like the music industry, and even with all this access we have to technology and broadcasting ourselves and our personas, we have to be authentic in order to be dope, right? So me being me and doing how I do, that's why I'm doing this. And trust me, this is episode 1, but as they progress, they'll get better. Will I keep doing them? You know, you just never know. But I will offer some structure as they go along. You feel me? Ha ha! That was my button that I pressed because I have buttons. Let me take y'all to me coming to New Jersey. Now, this song right here, I definitely remember. I remember writing this song. I also don't think this one was on paper because I wrote it kind of while driving in the car, right? So I had this weird car. Shout out to Rug. Shout out to the whole CHC crew, Jersey, Brick City, Code Cheese, Brick Citizens in the building, Lyrical Sickness in the building, all that stuff. Yay. I remember this time I want to, okay, so I would have to do my calculations and see when Rush of Blood to the Head by Coldplay came out, right? Fucking amazing album. I don't even know. And why did I whisper on fucking like I can't say that word out loud? Anyway, but I don't remember how I got put on the Coldplay because trust me, it was might have been like 97, 98 actually. Because I think I know I don't know if I was in college yet. That would be high school 97, 98. I'm doing all the numbers that I should be doing in my head, telling all my business. Anyway, yeah, so I remember riding around the hood, bro, and like in between blasting Rough Riders and shit like that, I'd stop and play Coldplay. Or I just rock this whole album all the way through. And little known secret is that I've been working on a complete redo of this album. I'm on like the 5th or 6th song from here. Got a couple videos from this album too. But this is the originator right here. Like I think I went viral before viral and going viral was a thing. I'm almost sure I did. This is pre Hood Affairs and all of that stuff there. What that accent do? This was before all of that. And it just went crazy on YouTube. But this is my own voice, and like I don't know. I was in the pocket with it. Y'all know Stevie Wonder is the best rapper in the entire universe. Okay, just to let y'all know what he does. Completely inspired by him around this time and around every time in my life. That Ribbon in the Sky was definitely a Stevie. The rest, I don't know where it came from, honestly. Like, there's so many slick ass words and slick ass lines in this that I didn't hear the record until after. You see what I'm saying? Like, I did it. I heard it. People talked about it. People was telling me shit about it that I didn't know. And that's like a lot of my songs when y'all can hear them. Let y'all know that everything I will be doing on this podcast, I have ran it through Lander. Shout out to Lander. To get it sounding crispy enough to sound yeah, I don't record none of my shit over because I'll never recapture that moment. You know what I'm saying? That moment when I was in the studio, when I laid this down. I'll never be that drunk, that high, that whatever. The people that were there will never be those people again. Even if it's the same person sitting in the studio, they're not the same person that they were at that moment. I can't record my shit. Bottom line, I'll mix it, I'll master it a million times. That's fine. But yeah, this song is that one, the one that caught your eye. Ooh man, shout out to Gaudy Glitch. Shout out to Freelance and Gaudy Glitch, because what I didn't say about this, all these songs right here, they were here for majority of them. If they were here, if they were recorded in Georgia, they were a part of my world. They really, really laid the butter on the bread of Chaos the Rapper. If that makes sense, it doesn't make sense to me, but it does. Yeah, shout out to them. But this song right here, man. See, y'all gave me too much time to talk.
It is what it is, right? Yeah, yeah. I got a thing for chocolate bodies, press skin, man and shit. I love the kiss, I love the lips, I love the tongue a bit. Let them legs part, let's start tripping off the back arch. Body motion back forth, room full of back talk. Give it to you hard, want you to give it to me back soft. I'm about getting my rocks off, with my socks off all day. Do this here all night and every way. Enter courses, we begin a foreplay, of course we puffin'.
So much new to see.
Cause we be puffin' on the GG, making me a GD. At this point mentally feel like I gotta.
Ooh, I want you so. About to lose control.
Cause we be puffin' on the GG, making me a GD. At this point mentally feel like I gotta. Cause we be puffin' on the GG, making me a GD. At this point mentally feel like I gotta. Cause we be puffin' on the GG, making me a GD. At this point mentally feel like I gotta. Feel so right. You wanna hold me, wanna squeeze me tight. I wanna touch that, tease that, scratch and bite. Pushing my head back, way back, fucking up my wave cap. Not afraid to try that. I'd rather even like that. No, you can't give it to me like that. I ain't like that. I tried it once before and I ain't like it. Now I'm like this, taking it to the limit, sliding to get up in it. Not stopping till we finish. Erotic thoughts and visions, hitting like 69 positions plus the 69 position. It's a course with intermission like sex expeditions. Man, listen, mental aggression and feeling tension and getting blessings. All up with this, get high with me. I'm the motherfucking blunt, put the fire to me. Yeah, get high with me. I'm the
motherfucking shit. Raise your lighters to me. Ay, freelance. That version I took out PP. Now, it sound crazy, but I remember when I did that. This dropped on that original K-Star project, Different Strokes. Oh, that's a story in itself, bro. When we dig into that album, that's another one. You know what I'm saying? So, I haven't gotten to my albums, bro. These are all joints that are on other people's beats. Remember, this is a mixtape. So, talk about this one. John Legend's album that this came out on. Again, I don't know how I even got that. I'm riding around and it came on, and I'm just like, yo, it was all of these fucking spots that I can just fill in. And in my mind, I'm just like, fill in the spots. The song created itself because I filled in the spots. You know what I mean? I was definitely younger than, I want to say this might have been like 2000, 2001. I believe I was in college. King College. So wait. Yeah, 2000, 2001, because I went to college in 98. But this is 2000, 2001. I went to another school because I got kicked out of the other school, but that's another story. Who gets kicked out of college? Anyway, yeah, I remember that, and as I was riding around, I was just filling in the spots in my head with all the horrible things that probably happened the night before. Shout out to you. That ended up being like one of my biggest viral YouTube joints for all the reasons, bro. The words are crazy. The beat is crazy. And I just think it was something different, especially as a brick citizen. At the time I was rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like I was heavy in my bag rapping. And here's the thing, I was discovering my voice. Like, my voice is so strange, and I used to hate the way I sounded on record. Like, when I used to do big posse cuts with my crew up in Jersey, um I just hated the way my voice sounded. I've always hated the way my voice sounded. And somewhere around there, I'm like, ooh, learning from the best, Tupac, I started doubling my vocals. And that also was like training. When I think about training and how boxers and athletes train, that repetitive, I was so in the pocket by the time I got down here, maybe into my first or second album by myself. I could duplicate my own voice entirely, and then melodies came and it just started growing. You know what I mean? So um yeah, this was one of those explore my voice kind of records. It wasn't rapping, it wasn't singing. I was able to slow it down. Shout out to my very first manager, Sam Robb. And I never forget when he pulled me over to the side on one of my first battle. He was just like, never ever forget how you got here. And I was like, I'll never forget. So shout out to Sam Robb. I haven't seen you or talked to in years. If this ever gets to you, you're the best. What was my point in saying that? Repetitive something. Okay, I forgot. But yeah, I'll listen to this and I'll talk about it later. You know, for the next episode, maybe I'll take notes on what the points that I want to make for the songs. Okay, so let's see. We're getting into 34 minutes. I said this is gonna be a 30-minute podcast, but I got like one more song, I think, or two more. Yeah, I got two songs for y'all real quick. Since I'm playing around with the freestyles and I'm in my singy mood, my singy bag right now. I dropped this on one of my first mixtapes. I think it came out, but I'm also not sure. Don't bother me while I'm podcasting. Here we go.
I think I got a plan for you, for you. I don't know if things will ever come true. Pretty picture got it hanging on the wall. Yeah, buddy pants, let's take a trip. Light pack like that, we can't just dip. Hop up in the plane, don't hop up in the whip. First sight love, got that earth sign love. Handshake, damn shake, how nervous I was. Shopping bag on the shopping spree, there you was. Boutique, shoot freak, I'm kinda dressing up. Dipping in and out, slide bees and I'm out. Lunch break, ice break, a breeze on the couch. Pino, of course, 5 dishes on the course. Money in the thing, spending tickets on the drink. Ambition, you spitting, I listen, I made. Another drink, yes, let the stress give it up. Toast to the year, how we cheering it up. Fear and the love, do you hear it enough? Soulmate might be, we cheesing it up, I think I got a plan for you, for you. I don't know if things will ever come true. Pretty picture got it hanging on the wall. Looked out the window at me. Looked out the window, I see. Looked out the window. Early. For booking information, contact BOOMBOXMUZIC@gmail.com. I'm your host, Khaos the Rapper. No DJs, no special appearances, none of that. Just me, some beats, and some new songs, making that a better version. You feel me? Thank you for copping. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you hit me up. Twitter me, dude. Khaos the Rapper. Yeah. I think I got a plan for you.
And the funny part about that is that that's my same spiel. Twitter me, dude. But don't Twitter me. Now it's like Instagram me, Facebook me, motherfucking Snapchat me, TikTok me, email me, come to my website, check my app out, listen to my radio show on AMP, check out my podcast. God damn, that wasn't even 10 years ago, big dog. This is too much. There's so much stuff to do. But to the point, I'm happy I did drops like that on some of these. It acts as a stamp for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a stamp that says, bruh, this is a long time. You've crossed over shitloads of technology. So when people ask me why I'm not doing this and you should enter this contest and you should do this viral, no, bruh, nah, I'm not. I'm not competing to do what I love, not competing to do what I do naturally. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's this album or some other ones. You'll start hearing records where I repeatedly say, bro, I've never ever been out for a deal. That's what y'all have to understand. I've played industry games. I've worked for companies. I've done this. I'm back in school. I'm about to get a degree in this shit. But I've never shot my own self. I've never shot my own self. I've never let nobody else shot my own self. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just not what I've ever wanted to do. You'll hear me scream boombox since like 1990. My brother was 10. All right, so maybe 92. I've been shouting boombox because that's been my shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to own my own shit. I wanted to sign other people. I wanted to sign chicks. Now I don't want to sign other people, bro. I do not want to manage anybody because artists are really annoying. Let me apologize to Hood Affairs. Let me also apologize to Sam Rob. Those are people that have managed me in the past. My other manager, what was her name? I forget. No, what was her name? Damn, that's messed up. I can't remember her name. But shout out to anybody who's ever managed me. If I was an asshole, I get it. Payback's a bitch and like karma, you know what I'm saying? So enough about that. We played that Pharrell joint. I played that because I was heavily into my Pharrell at that time. Like, bro, I have a ice cream collection that's amazing. Shout out to the security guard that let me in free because I had on some ice creams and he ain't seen him in a long time. Appreciate you for pulling me out the line, big dog. Yeah, so I was in that mode, you know what I'm saying? I had a new chick I was dating and she was like all fancy and shit and encouraged me to brush my dreads. I am lying. How dare I ever give her that to say yes? She made me brush my dreads. No, I've been brushing my dreads because I have a thing about edges. So my edges are not where they are back in the day. We're in the process of a regrowth. Anyway, yay. So that's where I was. It was very fancy. Buddy pass, let's take a trip. Light pack like that. We can just dip. Hop up in the plane, don't hop up in the whip. First class love, got that earth sign love. Yay. I was in that kind of mode because it was really what was happening. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped something like that. I'm gonna drop one more joint before we get out of here, at least for this first episode. I've completely lost track of the story I was telling, but the music's good, the conversation is better. You know what I'm saying? This joint right here, I have to give the biggest shout out to Lenny's Bar, Atlanta, Georgia. Anybody that knows me, that knows Big Chat Famous, shout out to Big Chat Famous, Blue Collar Academy at the time. Yet I mean, this cloud shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this big boom cloud shit. I mean, we used to be at Lenny's cutting up, man. And just a shout out to Oz over at Patchwork Studio too. I had a conversation with him the other day and I said something about Lenny's Bar. He was like, yo, you real as fuck. Like, to know Lenny's Bar is to know a stand. Rest in peace, Grip Pliers, bro. Cause that's my bro right there, man. When I first moved to Atlanta, he was the first people to embrace me. He was a big dog. You know, came over to the house and chill. We had a dinner date. Me and my girl. We had a dinner date at the crib. I got a record too that nobody's ever heard from me and Grip Plies too. Just to put that in your pocket. But this joint right here, Lenny's Bar, synonymous. I'm gonna leave on this note too, bro. This is episode 1. It's called Geraldine. Just because I want people to say my grandmama's name, these songs have nothing to do with her. Shout out to my granny Geraldine, right? And the name is grown, honey. Yay, catch me on Instagram. Better yet, catch me on KHAOSDARAPPER.com. KHAOSDARAPPER. KHAOSDARAPPER.com. These songs will be released toward the end of the week, bro. And we're gonna do it again. Very interactive. So make sure y'all go to the website, drop me some comments, tell me what y'all want. Let's build this together so I can talk shit about it later. You know what I mean? I appreciate each and every one of y'all for listening. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. All the good stuff. I'm out.
Every girl on my side, take the whip, get dirty, just ride. I'm so vain. Y'all really wanna see me fly? Cop kicks, every girl on my side, take the whip, get dirty, I spit it, I'ma give it to. Courtesy from me to you, always and forever. Wayne said it better, now beware of the cheddar. It's swelling up my pockets and I think I like it, yeah. It's back